Welcome to episode 2 of the Collab podcast. There's no rhyme or reason to this conversation. We're just kind of creative people, just vibing with each other and seeing where it goes. First and foremost, you guys, I don't think I've formally introduced myself to you. My name is Angel. I am the manager of the studio. I don't want to call myself the owner of the studio because everyone who comes here has a piece in it. So I'll leave it at that.
I'm so pretty.
So I have... Thank you. So I have 2 new guests today for episode 2.
I think you still making up your mind, so I'm going to go.
Yeah, I can see
Ladies
his wheels
first.
turning.
Ladies first.
I can see his wheels
I was
turning.
going to let you go anyway.
Right. No, it's
Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy this has basically manifested in such a beautiful last way. I'm really happy we all fuck with each other and we can even do this. So that's dope. But I am Nerdy and Nadia, the creative engineer by degree, but creative by passion. And that's me. Thank you.
That's like how
I like that, right?
that's dope, right?
Creative by the degree.
You practice
Say
that,
that
right?
again.
In
Say
the
that
mirror.
Engineer by degree, creative by passion. Thank you.
sounded
And
like
yes, I
very-
practiced that for
Yeah,
a
that
while.
sounded very
should be on a
like
t-shirt.
red carpet, like ready
Love
for
it.
that answer.
Love it.
Thank you.
I'm just Baron.
Period.
I wear a lot of hats. Some people know me as Da Vinci, formerly known as B to the Dot the Rapper. He's dead.
He's in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's still very
He's down. He's down.
Somebody play a beat and you're
Yeah. He comes out if somebody inspires me. He comes out. But I like to call myself now a digital media strategist.
That's a nice one. I like that.
Right?
I feel like it's accurate.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But I think it's accurate to the point.
Yeah,
You know.
that's my new title, man. Not founder of anything, owner, digital media strategist. Because I'm always still trying to figure things out.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to say expert or specialist because it's always changing this digital space.
That's very humble of you.
That's very true.
Strategist.
I like it.
That's me.
I like it.
Go off.
So now that you guys have introduced yourselves, tell me a little about your background. Like, what do you do?
Damn. All right, cool. So,
Hold on, I think somebody's knocking.
no sweat.
I'm interrupted. This is
You good. We'll just keep rapping. So I
Hopefully it's
started,
glazed donuts.
bro, or like a lemon-filled Krispy Kreme would go hard right now.
Sorry, go ahead.
So, on this beautiful creative journey, I've lived in Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland, and most recently Detroit. I only recently moved down to the MIA like a couple months ago. Been doing this creative shit since I was like a baby with my first little Barbie Polaroid camera.
Wow.
So that was a whole vibe. And I've been taking pictures and doing creative shit like ever since. So yeah, that's me. I think. I don't know. I think that's my journey. Fuck if yeah, you go. You add more steps and then I'll add more steps.
So my journey.
well. Before you go, just so we know, disclaimer in the camera. I know about her already, so just don't. I'm not being rude. I knew a little bit about this.
Like we cool.
Oh, because you walked out the room.
I walked out there because this. I'm not cutting this out. This actually is going to come in the conversation later. Remember the client I told you about?
Yeah.
That was him.
Oh,
Aww.
pay up. New
On time.
New rate sheet coming.
Sheet.
So Baron McQueen. So I've been in branding for like 20 years before branding was what we know branding is today. So like as a kid, I was always designing logos and painting on clothes and building websites when that was a thing. I just never knew what it was called. And then a guy told me later on, he was like, yo, you know you like a branding specialist. You've been branding for over 20 years, even though you're young as you are.
Yeah.
And I never knew what branding was. And then I'm like, damn, yeah, I have been doing that long. So I relocated to South Florida in 2013 with a car full of sneakers, a laptop, and a television. And that was it.
What else do you need?
With no fucking plan on what I was going to do when I got here. I just knew I wasn't going to be in Delaware anymore. And
Yeah.
so now I own 3 companies. Paramount Design Concepts, that's my interior design company. Real Estate Capture, this is my real estate photography company. The Brand Castle is my branding agency. And now I have a podcast, Everyday Game Changers. So it all started with a car full of sneakers inside the Kia Optima that I still have to this day, and I fucking love that car. I'm gonna ride that car until it just kicks me out.
Breaks.
I'm not. It's paid off. I love it. I just hit 100,000 miles, bro.
Damn.
I bought it in 2012.
Damn.
Ran out, yeah.
Still kicking.
Shout out to Kia.
All right, shout out to them. Shit.
Shout out to Kia. Yes.
That's dope. So thank you for walking me through your background. But I want to tell people how we met. I feel like that's a good story.
We met on the good old IG.
The gram of Insta.
All three of us
Yeah.
Yeah.
in different phases.
Crazy. You would think this would be like our 10th podcast episode.
Right?
Low key.
Of how like-minded we are.
It flows
So to anybody who's thinking of reaching out to actually collaborate
with
people,
anybody. Just do it.
the
If you feel it.
Yeah, the DMs be open. Like it's nobody's, I don't think, that unapproachable. Maybe some people aren't.
Unless you're creepy.
Yeah.
Don't be creepy. And then, you should get
Right.
better results. But,
But there's an etiquette to DMing somebody, right? I get a lot of DMs that say, hey.
Nothing behind it.
What the hell do I do with hey?
Like, how can I reply back for you?
Right. So that's a class in itself. Like, how do you respectfully get your question answered? Because you're hitting them up for something, whether it's collaboration, you might got some bread for them, you might need a service, whatever the case may be. It's an etiquette to getting in a DM, right? He got in my DM. He was talking about collaboration.
Hold on. I'm gonna. I feel like I want to go.
You want to read it?
I want to see.
like, what did I
Like,
say?
I want to give myself feedback now that you said that. I want to see if I said hey.
Nah, you definitely didn't say hey, because that
Right? Because then we would have
You would have been left on red.
hey would have been like, hey.
Hey.
What grown man saying hey to me?
Right.
Right, and what you want. And why you just stop there?
That's like, I don't like grown men that text K. You can't.
I don't like
As a-
K
You
at
can't
all.
text K to
Like
me.
just as a response, like
Yeah.
No, you put the O in
You
front
need
of it
a-
when you're talking to
You
me.
need
Like,
an okay.
okay.
You need a
Yeah.
KK. You need or a thumbs up to the message. Can get your point across that you agreed and
Yeah, don't grown
shit's
man K
fine.
me.
Okay,
Not
okay.
You
grown
got
man
it?
K.
You found it?
I
All
found
right.
it, I found it.
This is proper etiquette
Yeah, yeah.
in the DM.
I'm putting my game out here.
This is
So,
proper
This
etiquette.
is my
Freebie.
game.
First freebie.
Freebie game.
Let's hear it.
Hey.
Oh, you did say hey?
Hold on.
No, you didn't say hey.
It came in a paragraph form. Look, I'll show you. It's right there. But hold up.
Okay.
It came in a
But it
paragraph.
wasn't just hey.
Yeah, it wasn't just hey.
Okay.
It started with hey. Then we have the waving hands emoji.
I shouldn't have been drinking when you said that. Okay.
Right? My name is Angel.
Introduction.
Period. I own a photo studio in Miami.
Purpose.
There you go.
I would like to discuss hiring you for a meetup event.
Keyword hiring.
Yep.
That's an attention getting word.
Right there. Is this something you do, or was the Pexels meetup a one-off event?
Oh, and you related it back to something that happened in the past. You was going for extra credit,
I'm dropping game.
The perfect DM.
like the perfect
He told me
DM.
who he was, how he found me,
Yep.
what he was interested in, and he wanted a response from that, and he got one.
That's so easy. It was a cool ass opportunity, but still, yeah.
If he would have said collab and not hiring,
The
he
word
still would have got.
Tell me, no, hold on.
I don't think people
Pump
know
the
what
brakes.
collabing actually means a lot of the time.
I think. What do you think about when I say, "Hey, I'm going to collaborate with you"? I'll shoot you a DM. Hey, let's collaborate.
Okay, for most often, in my experience, it means they want me to show up at whatever time and place. They will likely be late, and they want me to do all of the work.
Ouch.
So no, I'm not open to collabs without plans.
Labs without plans.
Because fuck out of here. Like, I can do all the work by myself.
Like just a collab. Hey, let's just meet.
Yeah.
What's your idea? I don't know. But let's just meet.
Like, hey, let's do something. And it's like, I'm open to, like, we can cultivate that thing. Like, we can talk more if like you just want to create, because that happens. Like, I just want to create with you. I fuck with your style.
Right.
But if you don't say all that, I'm just getting, hey, let's collab. On what?
And that's the thing that I get a lot. I get the let's collab, right? And then I'm like, well, what do you want to collab on? They like, oh, let's do a photo shoot. Okay.
About what? We can
So
take
I'm like,
pictures
about
of
what?
anything.
Yeah. So I'm like, about what? Then they put it on me.
The pressure's now on you.
Give me some ideas of something you would want to shoot. Whoa, first of all, you reached out to me for the collab. I didn't want to shoot.
I'm already working.
So now I'm got to do work, and it don't feel like a collab no more. It feels like I'm putting mood boards together, and I'm doing all of this, and you just showing up. So where was the collaboration?
Right.
No, 100%. You know, as I've been having that same conversation with different people, that right there is where I've come to the middle, the fork in the road.
Yeah.
You're a professional. You're busting your butt. You're hustling. You're making a living off of it most of the time. Like the people, if you think about the people you look up to as photographers or videographers, they're making a living off of it.
Right.
And then you know, I'm thinking back to my 18-year-old self, 19-year-old self, where I'm like, I don't have any idea. And then I hit you up. Now I'm being a burden to you.
Facts.
As opposed to me saying, hey, y'all, carry your bag. I'll be a grip, or I'll do gaffer tape. Like I'm coming to you with something that I already know. I'm going to add value, and then hopefully by me adding value, I get value in return.
Right. It's an exchange.
It's an exchange, but I think it's so hard to articulate that, and sometimes you just leave it up to the professional, the guy you look up to.
Let me ask you something. So like when I came out here in Miami, for me, I wanted experience, right? I wanted experience like being on bigger sets from like, let's say from like a filmmaking standpoint, right? I've probably reached out to every filmmaker in South Florida, right? Like, yo, if you need me to just roll up the extension cords,
Just want to be there.
to change the batteries,
Yeah.
I just want to be involved and learn, right? Yeah, man, we'll make something happen. Never hear from them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many people I reached out to. Nothing ever came of it. Never got a call sheet. Never got a, hey, y'all need a PA. I need somebody to keep the water cool. Like
Right.
nothing.
Like,
Tell me
Starbucks.
something, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? I think it's the lack of stepping outside of your lane. Like as a photographer, you specialize in real estate or you specialize in fashion or whatever. You get so focused in that lane that you don't know about project management.
Right.
You don't even know about client retention. Like you need services like Booksy or something to help you.
Right.
Right. And I just think that when you get so far down that road, anyone that asks you to step outside that lane or figure out something or troubleshoot or problem solve, and you're not used to doing it, you're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I paid my fucking dues. I make $100,000 a fucking, you know, when I go on set.
Yeah.
Why do I need to tell you what to do? You know what the funny part is? Once you're in the industry, you know where the resources are.
Yeah.
So once I got in, I understood there was associations.
Yeah.
Did you know there's a Gaffers Association in Florida?
Did not know.
That you could hit up and get on any project, any movie set you want. Like right now.
Nah, I had no idea.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But those people that are already in it,
No.
Don't
not
say
really
shit.
going to tell you about it because that's not how they got in.
Yeah.
They got in through a word of mouth. Somebody said,
somebody.
hey, homeboy is good.
I want to say something about that. I'm like so over it when it comes to like that mindset though, because they're like, well, that's not how I did it, so you got to figure it out too. And that like that same mindset can be applied to so toxic, but applied to so many things in our lives. And I'm just like, weren't you tired? Like, weren't you exhausted when you did all that shit to find out that this holy grail thing like existed? And weren't you even in that moment? Like, I just know even if you're evil, you had a good person moment when you finally found the holy grail and you were like, oh shit, this is where all the shit is. Everyone should know about this. And then you told nobody. And then now you're mad that people are still coming to you asking for information because they saw your glow up. They saw you working hard. They saw you doing all these things. But now you're just like, fuck it.
You think they bitter when you ask that question?
Yes,
Because of what they struggle was? That they're
think
like,
so.
man, I'm not giving them the sauce.
Like, why do they have to get it so easy when I had to struggle through the whole
Right.
thing? Like, I think that deep down inside, that's probably something they're thinking about. Like, you don't deserve it because you're not busting your ass as much as I am.
And little do you know, homie's like brother just died. Like today fucking sucks for him. And the thing that was really hard for them to do was to send that message, you know? And it could be just that, even if it was a poorly written message, because I can't help you if you're writing poor messages and then your life's hard too. Like, I'm sorry, you just can't always win. But But I'm
That's a
like,
fact.
you don't know what's going on the other person's side. So I'm like, if somebody's asking you for help, like, just help. Especially if you already know. If you already know the thing, it's not gonna kill you.
What's the proper etiquette to like ask somebody for something?
But he did. It's like, nah,
Like,
it depends.
and I'm gonna give you some perspective, right? So,
That's a good question. So you were gonna tell us.
so I was talking about like the etiquette to reaching out, and just the perspective of this is before you ask for something, is it proper etiquette to like ask the person how they doing first?
I think so.
Why I say that is, so I had a client, and that's why I don't like clients having my personal number, right?
Never.
So this client texted me like, I need this done ASAP. And I didn't respond.
Yeah.
And I let a couple days go by. And he texted me again. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Such and such and such. I didn't respond.
But did this client already pay a deposit or something? No?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just
But
put
this
it in
was
perspective.
Yeah, but this was something that I had already done what I was paid to do. This
So
was
you
something
already completed everything.
Yes, this is something in addition to a revision, let's say, right?
Oh.
So I didn't respond again. So then he texts me and is like, "Hey Baron, like this is so unprofessional." First of all, he's texting my personal number, right? When there's an office, he could call, right? So this is I'm such a dick. So it's right. So I just messaged him back and was like 2 days after that last one, I was like, "Sorry, I apologize. I had COVID.
Oh,
I was in the hospital."
Oh no.
you're not you lying.
Oh, I just made this whole thing up. And it was to prove my point. You don't know what fucking somebody going through to just come right,
Exactly. It just
coming in hot.
hard.
So that's why I ask. Before you ask for something, do you be like, yo, like my sister, before my sister calls me or FaceTimes me, she's like, is your day heavy?
Oh my God, I love your sister.
She says that to me. I'm like, why you ask me that? She's like, because I don't want to add to the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is this a heavy day? And I'm like, damn, why don't people ask that? Like,
I feel like that comes
'Cause just like
when
what you
you've
were
been
saying,
really down.
okay.
I feel like that is something you can truly. That's how I learned it.
Okay.
Because myself and one of my best friends in college, like, oh my God, I love her down. That's my dog. Shout out to Jess. But in college, we went through some shit, right? And like I struggle with depression and anxiety, so I know that the way I come off in my head is not always how I'm coming off in real life. So for her, and even like if I'm venting or anything, I'm like, hey girl, I want to see how you're doing because I got some fucked up shit I really need to talk about. But if you can't handle it, I can call somebody else. We can do
That's
whatever.
big that you do that.
We can
That's
we
the
can do
etiquette
something.
that I'm
Yeah, because
thinking
it
of.
just shows that you care, and it's not that you care any less about yourself. It's really like you care about everybody involved. You're not just so consumed and give a fuck about what you want at that time.
Right.
Because it's more than you. Life is just more than you.
That's my point of.
I think it's tricky to come off genuinely and do that. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
a
if
good
you
point.
don't know the person
Right.
and you want to be able to do that, to share, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Genuinely, it's hard. That's why, like, I feel like the way I had to evolve the way I structured those DMs because I was the hey guy. Like,
I mean, but shout out to growth.
Yeah.
but it is what it is, and it's to my point of the fact that I always say you have to fail fast, and people are so afraid for me saying the word fail. It's like, bro, I don't want to fail at what I do.
Right.
Like, I want to at least be somewhat successful. But what you don't realize is that through that failure, you're gonna get to where you gotta go.
Right.
But you have to go through the motions. You have to go and like set up a studio and not have a sales plan and figure out how you're gonna pay the rent, and then all of a sudden change it up.
Yeah.
Right. And not listen.
Change it again.
And change it again, right? Because tomorrow could change again. But like, there's so much noise out there, and people telling you like, "Hey, this is the way to do it. This is how you have to do it." You know. And as far as the etiquette is concerned, yeah, like you still have to approach someone and say, "Hi, how you doing?" I think there's a way to do it when it's new, where you can kind of layer the questions,
Right.
give an opportunity. That's why I threw so much at you when I said in the DM, because I wanted to give you an opportunity to think and reply back, not to say, "Hey, I need you to answer right now." So if I say, "Hey, how are you doing?" It's almost like I'm forcing you out of your day to tell
Gotcha.
me how you're doing. as opposed to me just saying, hey, this is my
You put
intention.
it all up, so I ain't have to do 15 different just to get to the point.
This is my intention. This is what I want, because it's so hard for people to articulate what they want.
Right.
Ask anyone that's struggling or complaining about where they are, what do you want?
That's me. I'm reading myself. But it's fine.
Struck a nerve.
What do you want?
She's like, fuck.
Just
Too much fucking pressure. Stop. But most people can't tell you.
Yeah.
They can't tell you what they want. They don't know. And I think that also comes back to collaboration. And when people try to get help from someone, they can't tell them what they want.
I had a guy reach out to me, and he was so honest that I just felt like I had to give him free game. And he was just like, I don't know how I can be of value. I just want to be around you to learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard for a grown man to say to another grown man.
Yeah.
And after he said that to me, I didn't have a problem telling him anything, bro. I just like stuff vulnerable. I just charge for to people. Like I just gave him everything for like an hour on a phone call.
Nice.
And I'm like, $150 is a consultation call. Like,
big per, okay, charge for consultations.
That works.
Does. But it's funny because I was actually going to say that a lot of the times when I'm nervous about meeting someone and I actually do start with, hey, how are you? And even if they do come back with like a dry response, like, I'm good, what's up, whatever. Yeah. I try to just be a little bit more vulnerable with my response to, because like a nice person typically is at least going to hit you back with the I'm good, comma you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be like, well, girl, today was hard, but fuck, like here I am. We're really trying to push through. But anyways, this is what I'm trying to get to. So now you have a bit more just context of who I am as a person, how I talk, and how I'm actually doing. And I'm not trying to just be another random person to you. Yeah. Or I'm not just trying to be another person that doesn't give a fuck about you as a person. Yeah. Or like the humanness of it. It's really important to me.
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Tell me the difference before the check. Like I know that you just talked about like
you can't just say it like that. You gotta give perspective, right?
No, it's this color.
All right. It's just the check. It's just the check.
So like I just recently got verified on Instagram, like a week ago?
Yeah.
About a week ago.
So for everybody that's been submitting y'all Instagrams to Instagram, I've been declined plenty of times, trust me.
How many times? Because I think it's important people know that.
I think 5.
5 times.
After 5, I was like, because it's every 30 days.
Yeah.
So you have to, every 30 days, you submit it. You don't hear anything back or you get denied.
Yeah.
And you just try again another 30 days.
Right. And I just got the text message. It was like, congratulations from other people. I didn't even know I was verified.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, shit. That's
what's
up.
happening.
Yeah, that's what's up. But the I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid to the point that I don't know what the check means to other people.
Yeah, like what it represents.
It don't mean shit to me. I didn't wake up with $1 million when the check was there. Like
that would have been nice.
It was just a check, right?
Like did your name change or anything?
No, it was just a check, right? But it was like some people respect that check. That it's like I'm not stupid that I'm not gonna leverage having it, but it's very weird to see the response.
Okay, weird like how?
Like you see my emails just randomly today, like from people that I probably wouldn't normally have access to, reaching out to me, little old me, for stuff now.
Because you got a nice check.
Because it's a check involved. Yeah. And I'm just like, what the fuck is it about this blue check? What does it do to people?
It leads you to more checks, apparently.
Done correctly, though, because I know a bunch of broke people with the check.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
There's ways to cheat the system.
A lot of broke people with the check. I'm not going to name y'all.
Y'all need to get it together.
And it's Friday, so some of y'all send me back that money I let y'all borrow.
Because it's the first, too. Like, you should pay up today.
To my Cash App. And send the whole thing.
No partials.
So I don't like this. I'm glad this is we move. If you've been sending me Cash App because you owe me money, don't send me $1 trial. Have you been having this?
No.
So somebody will say, hey, I just sent $1. Make sure
check.
it's working.
To make sure it works. I do that to my friends all the time with Zelle.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, just to mess with them.
but to mess with them.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they're always asking me like for money.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that they're like mooching off of me, but just they're friends. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and you own a business,
So
so
I'm
like,
like,
let me
yo,
hold
bro.
$1.
yeah,
I'm
so
like,
I'll send
bro.
them $1. I'll be like, here's $1.
When I send you money, I don't send you the $1 tryout, like the pre-trial, and then I don't get the other one till 3 days later. Like, yo, if you owe me $1.50 after I tell you I got the one, send the 149. Like, right? That's weird.
No, I agree.
It's very
I think it's all like how they feel doing it. It's the same way like we're trying to figure out what the blue check really does
Yeah.
for people, but like it's just they feel a certain way maybe.
Since I've gotten the blue check, I've got invited to 26
That's crazy.
red carpet events in 1 week.
Damn, which one can't you make that I can take the tickets off you?